Truth can't wait. News Pulse delivers it now. Subscribe before the next alert. Are you worried about how a single narrow waterway could shake the entire global economy overnight? Tonight we focus on the Strait of Hormuz, a narrow waterway that, despite its small size, plays an outsized role in the global economy. This strategic passage connects the oil-rich Persian Gulf to the rest of the world, making it one of the most critical maritime routes on the planet. Now, it finds itself at the center of a rapidly escalating global crisis, with headlines around the world tracking every development. Recent conflict between a U.S.-Israeli coalition and Iran has led Tehran's Revolutionary Guard to seize control of the strait, effectively shutting down this vital artery of global commerce and raising fears of a prolonged standoff. Oil tankers, which once moved freely through these waters, now sit idle, trapped by the constant threat of attack or seizure. Major shipping lines like Maersk have suspended operations, halting the flow of goods and energy supplies that much of the world depends on. Meanwhile, thousands of vessels are stranded offshore, unable to move forward or return home, creating a massive maritime traffic jam. Their crews, made up of international seafarers, are caught in a tense geopolitical standoff, facing uncertainty and growing anxiety with each passing day. Iran has openly threatened to strike any vessel linked to the US, Israel, Europe, or their allies, turning the strait into a high-risk zone for all international shipping. Several tankers have already been attacked, with dramatic images of burning ships and black smoke filling the skies. The result: the strait is now a no-go zone, squeezing shut the world's most important maritime chokepoint and disrupting global trade on an unprecedented scale. Oil prices have surged over 13% in just days, sending shockwaves through global markets and rattling investors everywhere. The impact isn't limited to oil. Liquefied natural gas shipments are also blocked, threatening the supply of critical energy resources. This disruption is now threatening energy shortages from Europe to Asia, putting pressure on power grids and industries alike. The closure of the Strait of Hormuz is already being felt in homes and businesses worldwide, as energy bills rise and uncertainty grows about what comes next. To understand the crisis, we first need to grasp the immense importance of the Strait of Hormuz, a narrow stretch of water that has shaped the fate of nations and economies for decades. Consider what the Strait of Hormuz truly represents. It's not just a geographic feature, but a lifeline for the world's energy and trade. Just 21 nautical miles wide at its narrowest point, it's the only maritime exit from the Persian Gulf to the open ocean, making it a strategic choke point watched by governments and corporations alike. For oil giants like Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Kuwait, and Iraq, this strait is the main route to global markets, connecting their vast reserves to the world's refineries and consumers. Every day, 1/5 of the world's seaborne oil, millions of barrels, passes through this narrow channel, fueling economies from Asia to Europe and beyond. When that flow is threatened or stops, the global economy can grind to a halt, sending shockwaves through financial markets and causing energy prices to skyrocket. The strait is also crucial for liquefied natural gas, especially for Qatar's massive exports to Asia and Europe, which rely on these waters to reach their destinations. Its closure would be a double blow to global energy security, disrupting both oil and gas supplies, and triggering uncertainty in markets worldwide. Beyond energy, the Strait of Hormuz is a key shipping lane for goods of all kinds, with Dubai's Jebel Ali port, one of the world's busiest, now severely hampered by any disruption. Supply chains for everything from electronics and machinery to food and medicine are disrupted, affecting businesses and consumers across continents. The Strait of Hormuz is not just an oil choke point, it's a choke point for globalization itself, where the world's interconnected trade and energy flows converge and can be threatened in an instant. Why does this matter to the United States, now a major energy producer? Oil is a global commodity. There's no American price immune from global shocks. When supply drops anywhere, prices rise everywhere, including at U.S. gas pumps. Higher oil prices mean higher costs for American families and businesses, fueling inflation. U.S. allies in Europe and Asia depend on oil and gas through Hormuz. Their crises ripple back to the U.S. economy. America's prosperity is tied to global stability and the free flow of energy. Energy independence does not mean economic immunity. The economic fallout has been immediate and severe. Oil's price spike means billions in extra costs for nations worldwide. Countries like India and Pakistan now face fuel shortages and inflation. Europe, seeking alternatives to Russian gas, finds its Qatari supplies threatened. A single chokepoint failure sends shockwaves through industries and economies across continents. Iran is selectively allowing Chinese ships through, rewarding allies and punishing adversaries. The strait has become a tool of high-stakes diplomacy, deepening global divisions. Thousands of ships are stranded, forcing companies to rethink supply chains and routes. The crisis exposes the fragility of just-in-time global trade. This crisis is the culmination of years of simmering tension, now fully ignited by the outbreak of war. Decades of mistrust and strategic rivalry have set the stage for this dangerous moment. In response, President Trump has ordered the U.S. Navy to escort vulnerable tankers through the perilous waters, risking direct confrontation with Iran's military forces and raising the stakes for everyone involved. The danger of escalation is real. Every decision, every movement, could trigger a chain reaction. A single clash could spiral out of control, drawing in regional and even global powers into a wider war. Regional players scramble for alternatives, racing to build new pipelines and expand port facilities. But even the most ambitious projects can't replace the strait's immense capacity or strategic importance. The world's energy infrastructure remains dangerously dependent on this single choke point. Geography is still destiny, and energy is still power. The flow of oil shapes economies and influences global politics. No nation is immune from the consequences of turmoil in Hormuz. Markets react instantly, and prices surge worldwide. What happens here affects us all, at the pump, in the global economy, and in the prospects for peace. The path forward is uncertain, but its impact will be felt around the world.